From the very first moment you boot up Hello Neighbor, everything feels oddly innocent. Bright colors, soft cartoonish visuals, cheerful music that sounds like it belongs in a children's TV show. Even the neighbor himself, strange looking as he may be, doesn't strike you as terrifying at first glance. But then, something creeps in. A subtle unease begins to grow, almost imperceptibly at first, like a whisper in the back of your mind, telling you something isn't right. Not just with the neighbor, but with the entire world around you. Because Hello Neighbor isn't a typical horror game. It's not about jump scares or cheap thrills, and it's not a straightforward puzzle game either. It's something else entirely. It slowly pulls you into a maze, not a physical one, but a psychological one. And before long, you start to wonder, are you sneaking into your neighbor's house or into his mind? You play as a young boy living in a quiet suburban neighborhood. But one day, he hears a scream, loud, sudden, unnatural, coming from the house across the street. Then he sees it with his own eyes, the neighbor nervously locking the basement door, like he's hiding something. Something no one's supposed to see. That's where your journey begins. Not as a hero, not as a savior, but as a curious kid driven by instinct, sneaking, observing, hiding, trying to uncover the truth, even if you're not ready to face it. But what truly raises suspicion during your attempts to sneak into the basement is the neighbor himself. He learns from your mistakes. He adapts, changes the traps, hunts you down with increasing intelligence. It's as if he's watching you, as if he knows how you think. And with every failed attempt, the game doesn't just reset. It throws you back outside, as if whispering, think again. Not about the plan, but about reality itself. Then comes the moment that truly shatters your sense of control. The house, the one you thought you were starting to understand, begins to betray you. A door appears where there was none. A wall cracks open to reveal a passage you've never seen. A familiar room slams shut, twisting into a maze. And suddenly you ask yourself, what is going on here? Is this just clever level design? A developer's trick to keep you on your toes? Or is the house alive? Is it reshaping itself not by logic, but by emotion, by your emotional state? That's when you realize this place isn't made of wood and concrete. It breathes, it watches, it evolves with you. You're not walking through a building governed by physics. You're navigating a space ruled by psychology. It's as if the game is whispering, you're not inside a house, you're inside a shattered mind. And then, the truly terrifying question arises. What if the neighbor isn't the villain? What if he's the victim? What if these rooms aren't just spaces, but memories? What if your infiltration isn't about escape, but about understanding? Every key you find doesn't unlock a door, it unlocks a question. Every lock you overcome isn't a barrier, it's a psychological defense mechanism. And maybe, just maybe, this isn't a stealth game. Maybe it's a therapy session you didn't know you needed. The nightmares that haunt you, they're not just random hallucinations or spooky monsters hiding in the dark. They're your conscience, buried deep inside. Take that faceless, shadowy figure creeping through the halls. It's not a monster. It's a symbol. A manifestation of raw fear, silent guilt, unresolved grief. It's not your enemy. It's you, a version of yourself, frozen in a moment of pure vulnerability, given form in the shape of a phantom. And behind all this quiet horror, the game flashes cryptic images, almost like subliminal messages. A car crash, a child falling from a high place, a man crying behind a locked door. These aren't just random cutscenes. They're shards, fragments of a broken, disfigured past. And slowly the truth unravels. There was no crime, only tragedy. That basement you keep trying to break into. It's not a prison, it's a symbolic grave. A place where unbearable memories were buried. Not because they were evil, but because they were too painful to face. The neighbor, He's not the villain. He's the broken father, the grieving husband, a man destroyed by loss and abandoned by hope. He didn't just bury his family. He buried every emotion, every memory that reminded him of them. And just like the basement, he locked it all away, deep underground and even deeper within his mind. Over time, you realize something strange about Hello Neighbor. The game doesn't tell you the story. It forces you to feel it. Not through dialogue or cutscenes, but through hidden symbols. Seemingly random objects that, once you look closer, are anything but random. Take the crow, for example. At first glance, it's just background noise, but you'll notice it's always there when tension rises. Perched on a window, circling the basement. In ancient symbolism, the crow is often a harbinger of death or a guardian of the underworld. And here, it's the guardian of the basement, of the truth. It's like it's warning you. Don't go down there. Don't reopen that wound. Then there are the locks. Locks on the doors, the basement, the fridge, the windows. Everything is sealed, like this world was built to keep things hidden. But not all locks are made of metal. Some are psychological. Some are the kind you build deep inside to block out memories you just can't bear to face. And what's even more unsettling, the house itself changes, not just physically, but emotionally. It feels smaller when you're anxious, and opens up when you discover something. It breathes with you, responds to your mental state. It is your mental state. Then you start noticing something else. The neighbor himself changes. At first he's aggressive, chasing you down. But later, you catch glimpses of him sitting alone, sad, lost in memories. You're not seeing a consistent character. You're seeing him through your perspective. And then the real twist hits you. You're not the intruder. You're the lost child. This isn't a stealth mission. It's a journey through denial, or an attempt to reclaim a memory you've buried. That's why the house changes shape. That's why there are multiple versions of the neighbor. In some moments, he's a giant, a symbol of overwhelming trauma. In others, he's small and fragile, broken, defeated. The lines blur, the roles reverse, and suddenly you can't tell who's the villain, who's the victim. Was there ever a crime, or just a string of tragic decisions and unbearable pain? And when the game ends, there's no closure, no happy ending screen, no dramatic monologue, just a cold, heavy silence. You're outside the house, looking back, and it's still standing, not destroyed, not gone, but looming, like a scar that never healed. And that's the genius of Hello Neighbor. It's not a game about sneaking, it's a game about denial, not about violence, but about grief. Grief buried so deep, it warps the world around it. Every puzzle, every key, every hidden room is just a projection of a mind that's fallen apart, and a memory that refuses to be forgotten. In the end, the basement isn't the conclusion. It's the beginning, the start of a descent into a broken psyche. A reminder that the monsters we fear most often live within us. And the real locks, they don't need keys, they need courage. The question is, do you have it? In the end, was Hello Neighbor just a game about sneaking into a stranger's house? Or was it a journey through a mind haunted by its own memories? Were the rooms and nightmares simply gameplay mechanics or symbolic echoes of a buried trauma? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive analysis, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell. Because your support is what keeps us going and helps us bring you more theories and deep breakdowns like this.